Tonight, we witness a monumental shift in the global order. The first freight train, laden with Iranian crude oil, has completed its historic journey across Asia, arriving in western China. This is the China-Iran Railway, a direct challenge to the established maritime order and a bold declaration of a new era of Eurasian integration. The railway bypasses the world's most critical waterway, the Strait of Malacca, offering China a lifeline and Iran an economic escape route. This project weaves together a tapestry of countries across Central Asia, pulling them into a new economic orbit. As the wheels of this first train grind to a halt in Kashgar, they send tremors across the globe. Washington, Brussels, and New Delhi are all recalibrating their strategies, forced to confront a new geopolitical landscape. The opening of the China-Iran Railway is not just a news headline, it is a turning point in modern history. Stay with us as we unpack the dawn of this new geopolitical age. To understand today's significance, we must look back through centuries. The China-Iran relationship is rooted in the ancient Silk Road, where caravans once connected east and west. This historical bond, revived in the modern era, has deepened through energy for investment partnerships, even in defiance of Western sanctions. In 2021, a 25-year cooperation agreement formalized this alliance, paving the way for massive infrastructure projects like the China-Iran Railway. The railway is the physical embodiment of this strategic pact, a steel artery binding their futures. Today's train carries not just oil, but the weight of history and ambition. The China-Iran Railway is the culmination of a centuries-old partnership, now poised to reshape the world once more. The global economy has long depended on the narrow Strait of Malacca, a single point of failure for world trade. For China, which imports over 70% of its crude oil, this reliance has been a source of profound anxiety. The Malacca dilemma has driven Beijing to seek alternative, land-based routes, culminating in the China-Iran Railway. This new railway is a direct answer, providing a reliable corridor for Iranian oil and reducing China's exposure to maritime vulnerabilities. It's China's insurance policy against a Malacca blockade, a game-changing move in energy security. The power of the choke point is finally being challenged. November 12, 2025, marks the official inauguration of the China-Iran Railway. The first freight train departed Iran's South Pars gas field, crossing Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan before arriving in Kashgar, China. This 200-kilometer route is a marvel of engineering, connecting Iran's energy-rich south with China's industrial west. The project required upgrading and standardizing tracks across multiple countries, financed primarily by Chinese-led development banks. The railway is designed for oil and a wide range of goods, promising a bustling two-way street for commerce. Leaders from China and Iran hailed the project as a triumph of multilateralism and a symbol of independence. With an initial capacity of 10 million tons of crude oil annually, the railway is strategically vital and scalable for future growth. This is not just a symbolic project, it's a critical component of China's long-term energy security. The China-Iran Railway represents a $50 billion investment and over 5 years of construction. The 3,200-kilometer journey takes 18 to 20 days, much faster than the 30 or 40 days by sea. Initial capacity is 10 million tons of cargo per year, about 2% of China's daily oil consumption, but with immense potential for growth. Central Asian transit nations earn substantial revenue and see job creation and infrastructure development. The railway provides China with a critical buffer in crisis scenarios, acting as a strategic reserve on wheels. As one Chinese official put it, "We don't need the railway to replace the sea, we need it for when the sea is no longer an option." This project is about security, resilience, and strategic alternatives. The China-Iran Railway is a seismic geopolitical shockwave, strengthening the China-Iran-Russia axis. It creates a sanctions-proof corridor, deepening integration among non-Western powers and challenging US influence. The US must now rethink its strategy, as naval supremacy is less effective against this continental power bloc. India, bypassed by the railway, may accelerate its own infrastructure projects and deepen alliances to counter China's growing influence. The project also shifts dynamics in the Middle East, giving China more bargaining power with Gulf states. Nations are hedging their bets, diversifying alliances, and moving toward a more multipolar world. The railway redraws the lines of competition and cooperation across Asia and beyond. For Central Asia, the China-Iran Railway is a transformative opportunity. Landlocked nations like Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan gain access to global markets and new revenue streams. Chinese investment modernizes infrastructure and creates jobs, but also raises concerns about debt and political influence. Leaders must balance economic gains with preserving strategic autonomy. Cities along the route are booming, but face social pressures and rapid change. The railway cements Central Asia's role as a critical land bridge, forcing leaders to navigate a complex web of interests. For now, the region embraces the opportunity, hoping to turn geographic disadvantage into strategic advantage. For deeper analysis, we turn to Dr. Arash Kamali, Senior Fellow at the London Institute for Strategic Trade. Dr. Kamali, the railway's symbolic and strategic value far outweighs its initial oil capacity. It's about building a sanctions-resilient land route and demonstrating political will outside the Western-led system. Sea transport is cheaper, but this project is about security and autonomy, a price China and Iran are willing to pay. The US can no longer rely solely on naval power. It must develop new economic and diplomatic tools for a more integrated Eurasia. The railway's success isn't guaranteed. It faces risks from regional instability and potential sabotage. But the political and financial capital invested shows China and Iran's commitment to making it work. This is a bold, risky bet on a future where the world's center of gravity shifts eastward. The train that arrived in Kashgar today delivered more than oil. It delivered a message. The China-Iran Railway is a landmark achievement, fundamentally altering the global map of energy and trade. It secures China's energy supply, offers Iran an economic lifeline, and pulls Central Asia into a new economic sphere. The railway strengthens a growing axis of powers, building an alternative to the Western-led system. Its shockwaves will reshape alliances and force nations to recalibrate their strategies. Will this new corridor foster stability or create new fault lines? The answers will define the 21st century. The world's geography is being redrawn, not by treaty, but by steel. I'm Christiane Amanpour. Thank you for watching.